Okay, let's try this again. Good morning. Good, can't sing that song, but good morning and welcome back to another episode of the Last Minute Laura Morning Show. As you might be able to see, I have a microphone on this morning, see? Very classy so that you guys can hear me better. Thank you, Crystal, for sending me this microphone, because now everyone can hear me at better volume, more equal volume. More clear. For those of you who are new, I hope that you will subscribe and join us. Join our little community of people who get together every single morning from 8 a.m. Eastern until 9:30 a.m. Eastern. We hang out, we have our tea, we get our day started, we work on our crafty projects. And we chit-chat about whatever we want. We also get together in the afternoon if you like crafting, and we do a craft together. Right now we're working on a lacy crocheted sleeveless vest cardigan. So hopefully, hold on, what is this saying? YouTube is not really receiving enough video for smooth sailing. Sorry guys if it's choppy. Good morning Amanda, good morning Dina. Good morning, Elsie, and good morning, Katina. Nice to see you here. Hi, Lori. Good morning. And Chris, hi. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while. Good morning. Who else? Nancy's here. Hey, Nancy. And hey, Whisper. I'll be in and out, but good morning. And everybody, okay, cool. The microphone on you is perfect. Thank you. Co-host Alex, come say hello on camera. He's making something right now. What are you doing, Alex?
Garbage.
Oh, he's doing the garbage. It's garbage day. So he's busy, but it's also hyper windy right now. Like it's very windy. Like yesterday we had a lightning storm. It wasn't a thunderstorm. There was no thunder, but a lightning bonanza, honestly. And Thunder was not having it. The raccoon was going to the shed, going to the chicken coop again. And we caught him trying to open the chicken coop door. Good morning, Jenna. Nice to see you this morning. We caught him trying to open the chicken coop door. Like, I was looking out the window because I couldn't sleep. And he had his hands, like, in the door like this. Like, I mean, I couldn't see his face, but I imagine that's what he was doing. But his hands were, like, in the crack. He was trying to pry the door open. Like, what? So Alex went out there, scared him away, and then he put a wire around the door handles to like really secure it. We have carabiners on there right now, 2 carabiners back to back in opposite directions. So you'd need to fiddle with it quite a bit to get them off. Like, I don't know that an animal could do it, but raccoons are a different kind of animal, am I right? So, yeah, we scared him off, but he was there for like a while. And he knocked over their water dishes, the ones that were outside, for no reason. All of the water dishes, he knocked them over. And the metal one, he like bent it, like he was ticked off or something. Again, I can't anthropomorphize him or her, this raccoon, but I do because I anthropomorphize every animal. My sister has 2 chihuahuas, they both hate storms. Don't they all? I mean, I wish they didn't. Like my parents' dog, Dave, he doesn't hate storms because Cleo, their old dog, she already had gone deaf by the time they got Dave. So she wasn't scared anymore because she couldn't hear them, and she's like mostly blind, so she couldn't see the lightning. She used to be scared. So Dave grew up with a dog that didn't care at all about lightning or thunder, and now he's just like super chill about storms. Thunder, on the other hand, thinks that it's the end of the world when he's in a stormy situation. Good morning, Taylor. Good morning, Dave. Nice to see you this morning. I'm working on the front piece of a cardigan. It's gonna be one of those days. Well, maybe it won't be, because you know what? The humidity that we had yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before has finally let up. So it's like cool out today. What did I say? Dave. He sounds funny. You should set up a camera to film him. Oh, Dave could be the raccoon's name. But good morning, Dave. And good morning, Blue. Nice to see you this morning. Yes, happy birthday to Whisper. It's still Whisper's birthday. And also Hunter. Happy birthday, Hunter. And yeah, so what am I trying to say? I'm working on another cardigan because winter is always coming and I have a lot of yarn that I want to work through, and I really liked how these colors looked, so I started making a new cardigan. Just put up the before and after of Lucy's cut. Oh, let's see what Lucy looks like. Oh, she's a sweet lady. Oh, look at her on a chair. She's so pretty with her haircut. Miniature schnauzers are where it's at. And in case you didn't know, good morning, Scrappy. Nice to see you this morning. I love your Lucy. She's beautiful. Amanda, she's a beautiful dog. So, yeah, I'm starting another sweater because I can't stop myself because I have enough yarn to make one and it's going to be pretty. So, as if I don't have enough projects to work on, I have started another. And it's going to be a nice one. It's a 4.5 millimeter hook, and I'm doing half double crochets, and the what's it called? The ribbed part is like longer, and since it's 4 millimeters, it's nice and tight. So this is the front panel of one side. I'm really liking it so far. I think the yarn is cool. So thank you, Nancy, for this yarn. It's beautiful and very soft. Very soft. This is the Patton's Croy sock weight yarn. What weight is that yarn? It is a weight of 1. Could you not? It's no. So it's Patton's Croy socks, 75% washable wool, 25% nylon, 152 meters, 166 yards, 4 ply, 50 grams, 1 super fine. Recommends a 3.25 millimeter hook, but I'm getting by just fine with a 4.5. And sorry I came in, then my hubby started talking to me. Story of my life, every single time I try to watch a movie. But also I'm that person with Alex. Hey, what you doing? Oh, you're doing something that's like requires concentration? Let me start talking to you. Although not that this requires concentration. Scrappy, I'm gonna make another cardigan. Awesome, and ooh, that's exciting. Whisper's got a discount. Jenna, we've started a new project making heart staying for people. Aw, that's nice. That's how our door sounds when you close it. It always sounds like a slam. When we first started living here, excuse me, every time Alex would leave the house, because you don't hear it when you're the one closing the door, but when you're in here, it sounds like a slam. And I was like, are you mad every time you leave? And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I had him stay inside while I closed the door, and he was like, yeah, it slams. But from the outside, you don't hear it at all. Your talented hands, always stitching or crocheting away. That's awesome. I'm glad you like watching it, because for me, it is therapeutic to do. I do like that idea, Jenna, having something that people can take away. Are you going to make them like ornaments so that they have a way to hang up the hearts, I don't know, on their porch or on their door or wherever you want them to hang them? That's kind of cute. Then everybody could have like, is it for like in honor of frontline workers, or is it like in honor of Black Lives Matter, or like what's the, or is it just more love is always better? In short, totally. And hold on. Yeah, what is it for? Also, this pattern is going to be really easy, but it's going to take a little bit longer. Yes, it's flat and padded. Like, is it flat and padded? What is it? Okay, give me more description. Like is it crisscross good morning from Dina. Okay, so chickens this morning, Alex let them out because I didn't want to get out of bed, and neither did he, but then I was like, ah, and he, oh, excuse me, and he went and let them out. but he kept Poppy. This one is for BLM, Black Lives Matter. Last one was for the NHS. We made it into the papers. Oh, cute, Jenna. That's awesome. Flat hearts and padded hearts. That's awesome. That's really nice. That's cool that you got in the paper. I had my first discussion with somebody that I didn't know would require a discussion about Black Lives Matter. I had my first discussion with someone who I didn't think I was gonna have that discussion with. I can't really elaborate, but it was surprising and also kind of enraging, but also I don't know, it was very surreal, I guess. Like, it was like, wait, what? Like, that's how I felt. Like, what? What do you mean? I didn't realize, like, anybody that I would know would be not, I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to be vague. Dave, in this totally unpredictable world, it's calming like a hug to study somebody hand stitching or knit crocheting, as it's repetitive and comforting. Aw, feel calm from head to toe. That's awesome. That's like how it feels to do it. You should do crochet. When you do crochet, you get all that feeling, but at the end you also get a new sweater. So it's like you actually get a real hug at the end, which is very exciting for me because I love sweaters. So what was I saying? Alex took the chickens out for me this morning. I say for me, I know they're our chickens, but like, it's like the way that, you know, a parent, like a kid says, can we get a dog? I'll take care of it, I promise. I'll feed it, I'll walk it. I'm like that kid. Alex, can we get chickens? I'll feed them. I'll do all the stuff, please. I won't even, I don't, please. And then Alex is like, yeah, fine, sure. And then I need his help to move a 10-gallon bucket of water because it's heavy. And then I need his help to... The parent knows. The parent... Oh, hey! Did you know? Yeah. Yeah? He said the parent knows, though. So he knew. He knew what he was getting into. Good morning, Antoinette. Nice to see you this morning. And I've been so shocked with people these last few weeks. I know what you mean. It's shocking. Honestly. It's surprising, yet not. The people that are in my life that seem to need to be told, yeah, or that are like, have what they think is an argument, like, they have really weird evidence, and they think it's an argument, what they're saying, and then you're like, oh, you don't, I was recently told by somebody that I care about that I'm delusional and that my sociology degree indoctrinated me and made me delusional. And I was like, I don't think so. And then I was like, is my anthropology degree still valid? And they were like, yeah, anthropology is fine. And I'm like, anthropology says the same thing that sociology does, but okay. So that was interesting. Again, for privacy's sake, I'm not going to get into detail on it, but wow, I was shocked, and I like, part of me wanted to just like end the conversation and be like, no, like I don't even want to talk about this because what you're saying is crazy. And then the other part of me was like, no, that's what I was, that was before. Before I would just say, oh, well, okay, bye. I didn't. I fully came back with valid points, and I forwarded articles and a couple of videos. So I'm not getting replies anymore, but I didn't really expect them. I think that they were thinking they were going to change my mind. So there, we're talking, were they talking to themselves then? I mean, LOL. Tell them to go do one. Yeah, yeah, go do a sociology degree. Delusional in regards to what, like I was explaining, like systemic. As soon as I used the word systemic, they were like very big eye rolls, and I was like, oh my god, it's a real thing. Anyway, so it was very uncomfortable for me because it's, again, someone I care about, and some ones I care about, and it was super uncomfortable, and afterwards I haven't been contacted again, so that's awkward. But at the same time, having people show their true colors, I should show mine. I'm not going to just let it go anymore, because that's not okay. And if it's somebody that I care about, hi, yeah, sure, just climb, just sure. I'm not wearing a bra, could you not push my shirt? Oh. Good morning. Hi. Hi. Yeah, let that person go. Yeah, it was a little bit crazy. Well done. Thank you, Dave, as it's not easy to win arguments again. Well, I didn't win because they believe they're right, but I did make my points, and I know my points to have more evidence, statistics, and truth behind them, but it was still super awkward. But my discomfort is not worth my silence. Not anymore. There we go. Good morning, Frida. Sadie is Dave. Sadie's Speedcraft. Oh, totally, Dina. Dave, if you like to have a really calm, relaxing chat with people, Sadie does a spin. She spins yarn, and she sits and chats and spins yarn, and it's nice and calm and chill, and sometimes she's not talking for a while, and it's just nice and chill, her spinning yarn. Sometimes she's chatting. I've made it very clear to everyone in my life, I will drop anyone that feels the need to argue. Yeah, like, good job. I haven't had those discussions yet with the people that I care about that don't feel that way, Scrappy, and I've just started having them. So way to go on you for being ahead of the curve and announcing it. I was trying to always keep the peace, and instead I would just go like, oh, and then change the topic, or oh, well, that's not how I feel, and change the topic. Now I'm not going to do that anymore, and I'm just letting you know it was the first time that I had to do it, and it was awkward. Sometimes she sings, and she has an angel voice. Totally, Lori, I didn't even think of that. Sometimes she sings, and it's lovely too. Frida, good morning though. Hello. Oh my god, I'm stitches over you telling the cat you aren't wearing. Funny, by the way, yes, you did win if they weren't. Yeah, well, I suppose. CJ doesn't have any rules. He's now on my lap, just chillaxing. He doesn't have any, there's no rules with him. I'm gonna just tilt you guys down so you can see him a little better. Hi, there we go. Oh, well, rude. As soon as I make it so you can see him, he decides he doesn't want to be here. I had one discussion. She took it to the other side. She literally said, oh. Well, I feel like a lot of the rhetoric now is larger than life so that people have to listen. You know what I mean? I have to rip back a whole side. Oh no, why, Amanda? What happened? Did you do a stitch wrong at the very bottom? Or did you, you know what's happened to me before? Before I knew that I could work it from the other side, I made 3 of the panel, or I made both sleeves and 1 front piece, and then the back piece I did like not enough rib stitching, and I didn't realize I could start it from the other side, and so I ripped back a lot of the back panel of a sweater. Yes, I used to be the one that isn't silent. I tend not to say much because I think people are right to their opinion, but not anymore. Yeah, I feel like you have the right to your opinion as long as it's not hurting anyone. And unfortunately, that opinion full on hurts people. You know, like the opinion of just racism in general. It's way too big, and I kept thinking, baggy is in, right? I've done that too, but then I just kept it, and that's how we got the puffy sleeved jumper. I was like moving through it and I was like, these sleeves are getting really big. These sleeves are getting really, really big. Same thing with the cropped City Place. What is it called? The City Buzz, because it's like black and yellow, so I thought it looked like a bumblebee, and it made me laugh. Awkward. Yeah. No. I know what, Lori, sorry, Whisper, I wasn't meaning you, I mean in general. Yeah, everybody's fired up, that's for sure. And Scrappy, I even took a step back and had to look at myself. Well done. Same, that's where Alex and I have actually been like having discussions together, which honestly, we haven't had discussions where we really, like, we both know, like, when we talk to each other, it's like, well, we're not racist, obviously, and we talk to each other. But we've been having, like, discussions, like, where we, like, go through what we think and where our biases are coming from, and, like, how our reactions have been to things and stuff like that. We just sort of, I don't know, I feel like we've been, you know how I used to say we used to sit on the kitchen floor and have idea nights? Well, it feels like lately we've just been having discussions about the news together, which I think is really healthy for me to just see his perspective, which obviously is pretty aligned with mine, but it's coming from a different history, right? Like Alex has a different grow up, a different education, and like a different family structure than me. So even though we have the same opinion, it's coming from two slightly different beginnings. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of like, I don't know, it feels educating to just have the discussion. And we've been doing that, like, I don't know, a couple of times a day anyway, right, Alex?
Right.
At least once a day, but a couple of times a day for sure. We just end up having discussions about what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's been helpful for me. That's how you are always open. Good morning, Nikki, by the way, nice to see you. Good morning. Maybe better to say, that implies all lives matter but focuses on the plight of many black people. Surely is a balance. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, that makes sense. And Laura, is there going to be a tutorial for this sweater? Yeah. Think I'm gonna make a beautiful new cardigan design without showing you? Obviously. I must. You must see. Or it didn't happen. Oh dude, I was so fired up last week. Yep, good. I warned everyone, if you don't want that old Teresa prior to anger management to come out, then poke the bear. Yeah, she's still in there. She's just waiting for the correct opportunity to be unleashed. Also, well done for going to anger management and controlling yourself through therapy, because that's awesome and very responsible of you. Jenna, the key to all this is children, and it's up to us as parents to teach them and to help those schools. Yep, makes sense. Kids are the future, as we know from all of the everything since forever. Children are the future. Think of the children. What did Dina say? Oh. It is the reality, but a sad one. And Scrappy, also me too. And, well, anyway, that happened to me yesterday. And also, what else happened yesterday? I made an awesome dinner. We had chicken Caesar salad, which was amaze, because I told you we had those chicken strips in the freezer that I found, and I waited until the sun went down to cook them instead of pierogies, and then I made a salad with almost all of the greens coming from outside. That means I need to spend more time with my niece and nephew. Yeah, Frida, you do. Jump in there. I mean, walk carefully in there. I love your varied wardrobe. Well, this is called, I thought it was going to be hot this morning, and then it wasn't, so I'm comfortable. and thank you for that. I'm not gonna lie, the entire outfit is hand-me-downs from my older sister. I realized that when I put it on. I was like, oh, these are not mine. Also, the weird thing, the shorts I'm wearing, when my sister gave them to me, she was like, I stole these from your... Okay, my best friend and I in high school, we used to just spend like too much time together. You know how like when girlfriends and boyfriends start like getting ready to move in, the girlfriend has like a drawer at her boyfriend's house, like the way, or whatever, girlfriend. I'm just saying, when you move in with someone, there's like a drawer that's yours before you move in. Well, my friend, my high school best friend, Carly, she and I were very close in size and height. So her clothes would end up at my house, mine would end up at hers. Like, I still have a pair of her socks that don't have holes in them, and they're my socks now. And these jeans, when my sister gave them back, she was like, oh, like they don't work for me anymore for some reason. She's fashionable, so she got new ones. And then she was like, by the way, those are Carly's. So I'm wearing a pair of jeans from high school, which first of all makes me feel excellent in my body, must say. Not that you should be the same size you are in high school, but you know, the media makes me feel that way, or society or whatever. I just... It made me feel good about myself, knowing that I have not expanded too much beyond what I was in high school. And I'm wearing a hand-me-down pair of jeans that were my sister's for like 8 to 10 years, that were before that my best friends. So that makes me laugh. I wonder if she still has any of my clothes. Wouldn't that be fun? I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Wow, Scrappy, we don't have blueberries here for at least another month. I was saying that, Nancy, that's what I said on the yesterday afternoon. I was thinking that exact same thing. Like, Nova Scotia isn't at that point, and that's where I've picked blueberries, but those blueberries looked amazing. I love blueberry picking. It's so much fun. You just have to go early in the morning in Nova Scotia because it gets so hot in the like midday sun. Be the size that's comfortable for you. Exactly. And I mean, right now this size is comfortable for me. Probably because our winter ended in February. Yeah, because California things. Love that you're wearing, has such history. Yeah, totally. This shirt, when it was my sister's shirt, which she had this shirt for like at least 12 years before I got it like 3 years ago. Like, this is an old shirt, but it's been really well held up. Like, it doesn't have any problems. And when my sister used to wear it, I used to say, like, that is my favorite of all of your shirts. I love how you look in it. It's my favorite. And then she said, anything you leave here is mine. I agree, Nancy. And then she said, like, she likes it too. And I told her, like, honestly, I'm like a morbid person just when I say things sometimes. I said to her, if you died tragically and I had to pick your obituary photo, I would pick you wearing this shirt because that is how I see you when my eyes are closed. Like, I have a picture of my sister and genuinely she's wearing this shirt. Still, she doesn't wear this shirt. It's now my shirt. But I see her, like, when I close my eyes, the picture that my brain comes up with is her in this shirt. And she always used to laugh at that. And I was like, but like, it's kind of nice now that I have it, you know? Because it's like weirdly a connection with my sister. And it's shorter in the front and longer in the back. Before that was cool, which is fun. And let me see what Nikki said. It's the sisterhood of the traveling pants, for real. And they fit all of us. And I was never the same size as my older sister. And Dave, are they ripped jeans? I never got into ripped, but useful if they accidentally tear at the knee. No, they're shorts. They're just shorts. They're not long enough for rips. Hey Sandy, nice to see you this morning. I have a pajama top I stole from my sister 25 years ago. It's starting to fall apart. Alex has a shirt like that he's had for more than our whole relationship. It already had a hole in it when we started seeing each other, and I've now patched it several times because he doesn't want to get rid of it. It's like a t-shirt and it has mending patches on it because he prefers that to having get rid of it. Yeah, it's nice to feel that connection. I agree, Dave. I think I'm going to take a picture of my outfit and send it to her today because she'll laugh. Amanda, that's so nice. Sweden is at its best right now, nature-wise. Same with Southern Ontario. Nature-wise, we had that thunderstorm last night. This morning when I went out, the whole world just exploded in growth. It's beautiful out there right now. I'm very excited to go for a walk today. I haven't been wanting to go for like a good walk because it's been so hot. I think I'm gonna go for a little forest walk, see how the wild berries are doing. Can you patch small holes the washing machine makes? That's what I've done with Alex's. So, Alex, are you wearing that black shirt today? Okay. It has little holes in it, just from like, it's so old that it's worn thin in spots and then a tiny hole appears. And I do the same method that I do for darning a sock, like the woven sock darning method. And it's been working. I mean, it looks weird because Alex, when I said, what color do you want? The t-shirt's black. What color do you want the thread? And he said, white. So all of the patches and the mending areas are white. But it looks intentional now. It looks like some Kanye West clothing or something. Lol, oops, no Nikki, hold on. Our lights flickered last night and the next town over lost their power because of that storm. That storm going through was a big storm system going through southern Ontario, like London, Ontario, and where else? Like Chatham and Kent. Some of these like areas to the west of me, a couple hours west, they got hit with like dollar-sized hail. I feel badly for your basket back there. It looks so lonely, just waiting for contents. Honestly, Sandy, it has contents. They're just strewn about the floor. And this morning I moved the basket over there because CJ wouldn't leave me alone. And when I put the basket over there, he jumped in it. So I was like, good. You just have to give him a box and he'll jump into it. He's left since. I don't know where he's at now. He's not in his sunbeam. CJ! He's not around me, so he must be off up to no good. But it's empty so that CJ could leave me alone. But there are contents for it. Frida, I had a short period where I could wear my sister's clothes taller and bigger than her. This was about 12, which made her 17. Ooh, that's cool. So you had really cool people clothes. I lost my Crojo for a hot minute. I'm just getting it back. Oh, good. I'm glad you're getting it back. Sorry you lost your Crojo. That's the worst feeling. Oh, but you know what? I see how your mind could be otherwise occupied and that crochet could take a back burner at this point in time. Chatham in Kent, did you say? There's a Chatham in Kent in England, just east of London. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's funny because just east of London, Ontario is Chatham, Kent. It's not Chatham in Kent here, it's just Chatham, Kent. Like, I think there's a dash, maybe? I don't think it's Chatham in Kent. I think it's Chatham, Kent. Master Thunder's looking rather relaxed at the moment, indeed. If he gets more relaxed, he'll become a puddle of goo. I know yesterday you guys should have seen him. He was in my arms because I didn't want him to get bit by black flies. Oh my god, the black flies here. I thought black flies were horse flies. Like, I thought horse flies were black flies, I guess. And I thought horse flies were like those big, huge flies. Black flies are little. Did you know? Black flies are like the size of a fruit fly and they like bite. How can a bug so small bite so hard? So anyway, the black flies were going wild and Thunder got 2 bites on the insides of his ears, like just on the outer part of the inside. And I felt bad for the little guy because his tummy is touching. Yeah, I lived there for a year, Dave. My family and I moved there. My mom was a teacher and we went to school. But yeah, I felt bad for him because his tummy is so close to the ground and I was worried that he would... You don't actually pronounce the H, it's pronounced Chatham. Oh, you know what? Chatham sounds like something I've heard. Good. And also, I've never been there or had to hear it said out loud. Not knowing anyway. Chatham is not... Like, I've heard the word Chatham. Didn't realize it was the same as what I was saying. Thank you, Chris. I won't make that mistake now, but I've only read it, you know, like on the map. So, forgive me for my ignorance. But I shall now pronounce it Chatham. So, anyway, yes, I lived there for a year, but Thunder was getting bit by the black flies, and So I picked him up and had him sitting with me, but it was hot out. And he lied down on his back in my arms, and I was just rubbing his tummy, and his eyes were closed, and his neck was all the way extended back. It was very cute. I just was staring at him, being like, look at my cute dog. Whereabouts did you live? I lived in 63 Long Copse Chase, in Chinham, in Chinham in Basingstoke, in Hants. Like an hour-ish from London. 63 Long Copse Chase in Basingstoke. Chris, I used to live there. Oh, cool. How is it out there? I considered moving out that way, Guelph, London, just because, like, there's a lot of land available out there. Or at least it looks that way when you're looking for property. No black flies in Europe. Lucky. They're little. The bites aren't like terribly painful, but they leave a little mark, and they make you like smack where they are. Like it makes you go like, ugh, like, because it's a bite. It's not just like it's not a mosquito where sometimes you feel it. You feel every single time a black fly bites you. Yeah, near Reading. Reading and Hans. Hants is the, like, I don't know, that's what we put on the postal codes. RG248WL. That was our postal code. 011441256327224. That was how you called us when we lived there and you were calling from Canada. I have a very weird memory for things that are no longer relevant, like my address in England, my postal code in England, my phone number in England. None of those things are relevant anymore because those phone numbers are no longer connected. The postal code, I mean, I guess the place still exists, but I don't need that information anymore. But I have it, so that's good. Nikki, I've already fallen twice, no broken bones, but I've got to learn to be more careful. What happened? All my water's now dried up and the floors have been ripped out. Ugh. It'll be about 2 weeks before they're replaced. I will be balancing. Oh gosh. Be careful, Sandy, because, imagine falling on a raw floor too. So are there like beams and nails and stuff sticking out, or did they remove any like hazards? Yikes. Kitchen reno is like the worst because it's you say it's 2 weeks before it's coming back, but like contractors, am I right? They'll say it'll be done in a week, and then 2 months later you'll be like so raging that it'll be done and you'll be like, thanks, but like it took a really long time. I bet somebody's got the number. I mean, probably, but not me, not my family. My relatives lived in Uxbridge. In Uxbridge here or in Uxbridge, England? Because we have an Uxbridge here out towards Guelph, London, that zone. I wonder, we also have Caledonia. We have a lot of areas in Ontario that are named after like UK places. Yes, sending love, absolutely. Well, someone's getting a random call. I should call it. I should call that phone number. See who's there, if anyone. Probably there is somebody by now. There's so many phone numbers go over and repeat back. I don't think my parents would have kept it. It's been too long. That would be weird. You know what? You're probably right though, because it was probably a cell phone. I don't know if we had a home phone line when we were there. I think it was a cell phone. Interesting. When you say school, do you mean school, college, or uni? Hold on. Almost went to art school in Chatham. I think it was south of London. I went to an interview and got in, but chose the school in Stockholm instead. It is kind of nice to be at least in close-ish to home, right? And my relatives are in Uxbridge, England. Okay. Awesome, Frida, when you say, oh, there we go, Dave, it was for a bachelor's degree. We do too. Do you really? Weird. Well, not really weird, am I right? Like, I feel like when you don't have ideas for names, although I will say, if I was like a new settler, I don't know that I would name the street like, or name a town London. I'd probably be like, this is Lauraton. Lauraton in Alexville, it would be like that. Well, it depends, Dave. In the US, college and university, aren't they the same? Like, the word college is what you call going to university. In Canada, we have college, which is more technical skills, like plumbing, electrician, auto mechanic, things like that, like hands-on jobs. And then hey Maddie, 36.3, thank you for letting me know. And then in university, it's more theoretical stuff, like sociology. Good morning, Crystal, nice to see you. Welcome back. Stockholm was the better school at the time, always depends on what the professor is employed. Oh, I never even checked the professors. I just picked Ottawa U. And by I picked, I mean my sister helped me a lot picking things. Also, she was living already in Ottawa, so it was like an easier choice. Yes, we call it all college in the States. Yeah, so, but I think that your difference maybe, is it like between college and community college? Like, where do you go to become a mechanic versus where you go to become a sociology professor? Do you go to the same school, or are there different, or maybe do you have like technical college and college or something like that? Colleges are more public funded while universities are private. Oh, I don't know. I think ours are private because profits. So cute, Maddie. Love the dress. Ooh, I haven't seen yet. I sent a picture of my graduation. Oh, cool. I'll have a look in a sec. I'm just going to finish this row first. My aunt who married an Englishman and had 2 kids. Keep in touch. They usually visit, and we go over there now and then. Does anyone have family in Southern Ontario? Because you could visit me. Trade school. Oh, okay, trade school. Here, trade school, I think, is a different thing than college and university. I think. Like, I think at college you would get electrician. At university you would get electrical engineer, and at trade school you would get something different, some other certification. I'm not sure. If it's 2 years, a 2-year is called community college. Okay. Technical or vocational school is for mechanics. Okay. All right. Man, I don't know. Naming everything different stuff. Like women's sizes, I'm telling you, they just name stuff different stuff, but I guess you can't have universal words for everything. Community colleges are what we call trade schools here. But we have college. Okay, so what's in a trade school then? Would that be like, I don't know. Because we have, okay, so we have trade school, college, and university as the different layers of education. I'm not saying levels because they're not one over the other. Like certain college professions are make way more than in a university job, and trade schools, same thing, because you can run your own business. So I won't say levels, but layers. There are like 3 different layers. I feel like maybe does trade school have more time with like a person who, what is it called, where you're following around someone who's already a expert? Words are hard. I'd love to travel over Ontario. Got a friend in Montreal, so may do Canada tour post-lockdown. Ooh, you should do a Canada tour. I mean, you wouldn't be able to tour all of Canada because it's gigantic, but you could do a Quebec-Ontario tour. That would take a while still, but you could do Montreal and then Ontario. It's like, we live in a very large place. Like, it's a long drive to get anywhere, and it's very expensive to fly here. Like, to fly from if I were to fly from where I live on the east-ish end of Canada, east middle, to all the way to the west end, it would cost the same amount as me going to the Dominican Republic. Like, it's not cost efficient to fly in Canada, ever, unless you buy it like a million years in advance. Maybe. A mentor. Apprentice, that's what I meant, Chris. Apprentice. You can be an apprentice. The person would be a mentor, yeah. I feel like maybe trade schools have a longer apprentice program or something. I'm not sure. I went to university. I'm very limited in my knowledge of the education system, if I'm honest. I did grade school, high school, university. Are you dreaming? What are you dreaming about? What's wrong? What is it? What's there, Thunder? So cute. I love when he barks in his sleep. We have more trade schools here then. A prep school to add to your education to get some special university course. Oh, cool. It's really cheap to fly Canada now for Ha! Canada's really big. The Arrogant Worms wrote a song about it. The Arrogant Worms? What an interesting band name. Nancy, I feel like I need a playlist from you. You keep giving these like random song shout-outs that I've never heard of from bands I've never heard of. Talking about Canada in both of the two that you mentioned in the last 2 days now. I want to get some Canada-themed music. Oh, the noises are so sweet, aren't they? He's chasing rabbits. He's chasing chickens, more likely. I don't know, has he ever chased a rabbit? He's chased a couple of different types of birds. Never tried the turkeys, because he's scared of them. Never tried geese, because he's scared of them. But he chased the chickens, and he'll chase birds that are on the lawn. What else has he chased? He won't chase frogs, because he doesn't understand them. I bet he would chase rabbits if he could see them. In the States, there are trade schools, community college, state schools, universities, and private universities. Jeez Louise. So many places to spend your money. Which grade? Oh yes, I'm at Maddie. Oh yeah, let me check that grad picture. But we just say college to all of them. Fair. I don't see the... Oh, there it is. Aw, so cute. That's cute, Maddie. Awesome plants, too. Ugh, are those banana leaves? I love tropical plants. Oh, Alex! Alex? Headphones. My bird of paradise flower has been in the bathroom. My bird of paradise plant, sorry, has been in the bathroom for like a week because I watered it last week and left it in the bathroom. But it's like 6 feet tall, so it's taking up a lot of room, and Alex, I think he thinks that I left it in there as decor, but it's heavy, so I just want him to to move it outside again. Today would be a good day for that. Cheese Louise. There was a pub called that. Cheese Louise. That's funny. We had a cheeses crust here. Pizza place. Cheeses crust. And as usual, most schools are free here. Well done, Sweden. Giving your people education for reasonable amounts. LOL. It's $40,000 for a degree here. For a 4-year. I did 5 years for 2 degrees because I just piled them on top of each other. And, yep. I mean, it saved some money by doing them both at the same time, but still, like $40,000 for a 4-year undergrad degree. And I know that in the States, you guys are like paying crazy amounts for an undergrad, aren't you? And if you're an international student here, it's like $100,000 a year. I can't even imagine what a foreign student in the States is paying. Must be insane. Jesus crust. In other words, no. Jesus crust. Like instead of Jesus Christ, Jesus crust. And it was like, perhaps, what's the word that I'm trying to think of that makes like, it's inappropriate religious use. I don't know what the word I'm thinking of is. I can't remember it. Perhaps slightly inappropriate, but their logo was like pizza. It was like this, but it was like there was a pizza. It's kind of funny. Well, mine isn't, Frida, but it's part of a private school, so most public here. Oh, fair. Most public schools are free. Fair. Nikki, gonna go, friends. Sleep is screaming my name. Lots of love, grace, big hugs, and a fantabulous vibe. Happy birthday, Whisper. Oh, well, have a great day, Nikki. Enjoy your rest. Get some good rest. If it's not too hot where you are, open a window and listen to the birds as you sleep, unless you have the sounds of traffic, and then close your window. My sister-in-law was paying 6K a month to attend an out of K school. What's 6K times, how many months do you actually, you get 4 months off, right? I think. Because you get May, June, July, August, yeah. So if you get 4 months off, oh, that's a lot of money. That's almost 40 grand a year. That's too much. No, all public schools are free. Well, send that energy to Canada because we could use it. I saw the news announcing that college is so expensive, none of our kids want to go even though we have offered to pay for the first year. That's what our parents did, is they said, well, luckily, I got a scholarship for the first year. My sister had a scholarship all the way through. It was like you had to maintain a 90% grade average to get the scholarship covered. So for the first year, I was fine. For the second year, though, obviously not. And I got some scholarship, but it was only like a small percentage of the second year. So yeah, it's a scary amount of money when you have no concept of money. Like at 18, you have no concept of $40,000. Like, what does that even mean? You just remind me about a status my church leader friend posted. I'll put it in Discord one sec. I'm excited. Amanda, yes, typo, Frida. Oh, fair. Paying is a rarity. Again, send that money here. Send that energy here. But we have right now for people who either lost their job in Canada, or for people whose job took a hit, or for people who had to stop working because they have a family member who is affected by the pandemic, or there's like all these reasons. If you can't work because your kid is away from school and you have to be home to watch your kid, like that sort of stuff, there's a benefit, and it's not even enough to like replace somebody's salary who's like staying home for their kid. It's $2,000 a month, and you can only get it for up to 4 months, and it's called the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, the CERB. And now the government is coming out being like, oh, by the way, we're going after anyone who was fraudsters who were trying to fraud the system. And like, yes, obviously they should be not doing bad things, but then a lot of people have been like, why don't you just go after corporations who have offshore accounts and don't even pay their taxes, rather than going after people who took a benefit so that they could pay their rent if they weren't eligible. Like, some people weren't eligible. You needed to have like there were rules, like you had to have earned under $1,000 from the previous month, and thinking that you're going to earn under $1,000 the following month. There were like a whole bunch of rules. So a lot of people were eligible for like 1 month or 2 months, but then as things kind of got back to normal, they weren't eligible anymore. Even if they were not earning enough to cover their bills, if they were earning above $1,000, you're not eligible. So anyway, they're saying they're pursuing fines and jail time for people who, like they said, there are a small percentage of fraudsters who tried to like get more benefits than they should have. And it's like, okay, as much as I agree, people shouldn't be frauding, obviously. Government fraud is no good. But like the CERB, when they announced it, they basically said no one will be denied, and they gave this list of everybody who's eligible, and the list was very vague. It was like, did you earn under $1,000 a month last month? And last year, did you earn at least $5,000? You're eligible. And then like a week later, they changed it and added like, students are eligible now too. And then they changed it and said, you're not eligible if XYZ. Like they made all these, they kept changing it throughout the system. So there's all these people who are like freaking out on Twitter, and I'm basically like watching this implode, being like, they should just not have announced it until after all of this had calmed down a little bit, because people are already so riled up. Can't have a government also saying like, we're gonna put you in jail for being desperate. And they're not, like, there's businesses that got the Canadian, what's it called? It's the business CERB, basically, and the business one has been frauded by big companies, like large chain restaurants were taking this business bailout, and it was meant for like mom and pop shops, and it made me laugh, but kind of in like a ridiculous way. Like, why announce that you're going to come after the citizens when literally there is a citizen uprising all over the world in the midst of a global pandemic. Like, it's not the time to be like, we're going to put citizens in jail for getting an extra $2,000 essentially. It's not fair to commit fraud. Absolutely, Scrappy. It's not. It's very not. And there's always those who try to cheat the system, whatever the system. Absolutely. And yes, I agree, there will be consequences, but announcing it right now in the midst of a huge turmoil, probably not the best time. And to also make it seem like there are people who, like, there's probably a lot of people who did get the benefit that shouldn't have gotten it, and there'll be repercussions for that. But there's a lot of people who got it who are like now worried that they shouldn't have got it. Like, if you go on Twitter and you search CERB, there's people who are like, I'm eligible, but like, just, am I going to be audited every year now forever? And people are being like, this was like entrapment essentially, because they gave out rules that were super vague and allowed everybody to get it, and then after the fact they're retroactively changing the rules, what they were, like, to a new rule system, and being like, well, if you didn't follow these rules, yeah, large companies got help. And it's like, those large companies also did sneaky things to get help, and they got way more money. Like, if a person committed fraud on CERB, they got $2,000, like $2,000. And yes, that is a lot of money, but not anything in comparison to the tens of thousands of dollars these businesses got. So it's like, I'm watching this all go down and being like, I'm pretty sure our prime minister just lost his next election. I'm pretty sure that's what he did, because he's like liberal, and he's the one who's like, we need universal basic income and all that, and yet he's like, I don't know, like, if they put universal basic income into place after this, and it's, let's say, $1,000 a month, then you can't punish people for this. I'm just watching it happen and knowing that, of course, there are people who are being shady, but I think the people who aren't being shady, who are scared of getting in trouble, bless you, will be scared to get another month of it. You know what I mean? Like, so if somebody is unsure, basically this is through reading through Twitter, people who are like, I've gotten 2 months of it, but I don't want to go to jail, so I'm not going to apply again, but I also can't pay my rent. Like, that's scary to me, that someone would worry about being in trouble so they don't get the help they need. Do you know what I mean? $54,000 for a year. She didn't want him getting a loan, and they don't qualify for help, so she paid. Oh my god. Yikes. I regret going to college. It wasn't worth all those years of working to pay it off. She's taking a semester to go to our local community college and will be applying to a private university in the state. He's a legacy, so we're hoping he gets in. Oh, that's good. Hopefully. I don't regret getting a PhD. I was lucky to go through on scholarship. Not sure what I'd tell the kids who might want a doctorate these days, though. Well, a lot of work, a lot of time. So, yes. And then it's the same thing happened here, large companies, yes, but people here are taking advantage of the help that is out there, and then it ruins it for those who truly need it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying is, well, that's not what I'm saying, but I agree in that people who actually need it are going to be afraid of repercussions that aren't actually applying to them, because the government came out with this statement that's scary. Hasn't received a dime, or government 600, her mortgage is 5K, how the heck is she supposed to live? Right. And if you had heard from your government, we're going to, like, before they were saying, if you were ineligible and you got the money, next tax season you'll have to pay it back. It'll just show that you were ineligible, because they're going to go through all the paperwork after the fact, and you'll have to pay that back. And everybody, that seems fair. Like, if you took it and you shouldn't have, you owe it. Fine. But people are going to go to prison over $2,000? No, but if there's $8,000, like 2,468, if they did it for all 4 months, then technically it's theft over $5,000, which is a jailable offense. It's just watching it happen and being like, okay, I don't agree with frauding the system. Of course I don't. But I feel like our government is going about it in a way that's making them look really bad, after being like, we are here for the people. We want everyone to be able to survive this. Everybody apply. And like, literally, our prime minister was saying, everybody apply. Like, he was saying that. And like, it didn't apply to me or Alex because of him being a software engineer. So it's like, again, Twitter. But from what I see on Twitter, it made me laugh, because a few people were like, jail time? You mean no bills, 3 square meals a day, free exercise equipment. Sounds good to me. It made me laugh. Obviously, it's not funny because that's not what prison is like, but just some of the retweets and comebacks to these statements are making me laugh. Oh my god, so complicated. Yeah, it is complicated. But what's complicated to me is that they have been changing the rules throughout. Like, I've been keeping track of it because, like, it's a huge amount of money that's going out into Canada. Like, the government has spent like $8 billion or something like that on these benefits. And so I'm interested because, like, if the money's going there, is it not going to fixing roads? Is it not going to money in the hospitals? You know what I mean? Like, it's going somewhere from tax money. But changing the rules halfway and then having a really threatening press conference that sounds like you're going to jail, do not collect $200, do not pass go. It's just kind of bizarre watching this happen. Oh, hey Candace. My business was hard hit from the pandemic. I had virtually no income for 2 months. We don't qualify for any help or the stimulus monies. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that everyone in Canada was supposed to get $300 into their bank account, aside from if you apply to the benefits and get the benefits. Yeah, didn't get that. Alex and I didn't. So I don't know if because we're a couple and he earns X amount, neither of us were eligible. But we have 7 kids and rely on my income. Right! That's kind of like, Crystal, honestly, first of all, heartbreaking, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that, and I hope that things are starting to pick up for you. Frida, I think we all had a glimpse into how it might be living with one of those electronic ankle bracelets. Yeah, right? With this pandemic. Kim, good morning, Kim. Nice to see you. But hold on. Breathe, Laura. We don't qualify for help or the stimulus. Yeah, so the stimulus money didn't come here either. It just didn't happen, which, fine, it didn't. I thought everyone was going to get it, and I was like, ooh, $300, that'll go in my MasterCard. But I guess that was not happening. But what scares me is that, Crystal, imagine if your government was like, oh, you can apply for an extra $2,000 a month for 4 months while you figure your stuff out. Everybody apply. Are you a small business? Did you earn less than $1,000 this month? That was the criteria. You earned less than $1,000 this month. And you earned more than $5,000 last year. And like, there weren't other criteria at the beginning. And then they opened the criteria even more. Like, this includes students, this includes small businesses, artists. Like, at a point I was like, ooh, am I eligible? And then no, but still. Imagine applying, getting your 3 months, and then now that you've had 3 months, you're getting ready to apply for your 4th month, and then the government's like, actually, maybe you weren't eligible. We have new rules, and also, instead of just making you pay that back if you weren't eligible, you might go to jail. You'd be like, what? I can't. I have 7 kids. Like, I can't do that. We know better, Laura. Our government is not looking out for the little people. Well, I'm still naive, and I thought the government was looking out for everybody. Yours might, not ours. Well, like, I feel like on paper, our government looks out for people, but it really is looking like this is a thing aimed at low-income families, really, because that's who is mostly applying, is low-income people, low-income families who are applying for the CERB. And it just seems, I mean, again, I am not a politician, I am not a political scientist, but it doesn't seem right, doesn't feel right, it feels kind of gross watching what's going on. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, I'm just talking about how the system doesn't work for everyone. No, it really doesn't, Crystal. I had a letter the other day saying, no loans will be taken from my benefits until the end of July. Then they'll review the situation again. I'd rather them take the money, but they won't do it. Oh, well, that's annoying. Here they said we could pay our taxes like 1 month late. So, cool. Hey, I came out in the positive somehow because of our, we entered all the numbers for our business from, Alex did my taxes for me for 2018 and 2019. I didn't do 2 years of taxes. So oops, But you can do 7 years of back taxes, so it's not like I was in trouble. There was no fine or anything. And I came out in the positive somehow. So I didn't owe the government money, which was awesome. Such a good feeling not owing the government money. But it would be really irritating at this point if they were like, you owe a whole bunch of money. I recognize my privilege, though. I feel awful for the families who have struggled so much through all of this. Right? I mean, they've made it so nobody can be evicted here. Not right now anyway, so if you are part of a family that isn't having your income, there is at least that, but like, I don't know. Worried they'll somehow owe it next year. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that, Scrappy. Like, now I'm not anyway. I guess I am surprised, but now I guess I shouldn't be, is what I'm trying to say. I didn't think that kind of thing would happen. But I guess I'm also naive. I didn't think that many people would fraud the government. Alright, so here is what I'm on right now. What do you think? Isn't that a pretty color? That's smart. The fact that you have to say that's smart about saving the money that was meant to, like, stimulus money isn't it, like, they're like, it's free money, but it's not. It's money to keep the economy going. If you have money in your bank account, you're spending it. Like, nobody's going like, ooh, now I have extra money. No, it's because people don't have money to buy goods and services. So if the government gives a little bit of money, businesses can remain open. It's like, it's just very irritating to read. We know it here, Laura. It's not right. I just haven't been able to talk about it. Well, I'm irritated by it now. There's still people waiting on their stimulus. They're being told it could take till January 2020. How does that help? How does that help anybody? Here, see, in Canada, I will say they threw the money fast. Like, they were giving people money left and right easily, but now they're kind of like reneging their contract. Like, I don't know. That's what it feels like anyway. But that being said, that's from what I'm reading. And again, news headlines are always trying to be exciting and click me, right? Ola always gets about, oh, that's nice. Between the two of you, you get on the plus side. Somehow Alex and I both ended up on the plus side this year. It's not like it was much money, 1.4K that wouldn't pay anyone's rent or mortgage. Yeah, well, that's the thing about here, right? $2,000 sounds like a lot of money, but like if you're working at like a restaurant 40 hours a week, here that's like $15 an hour. I don't know. You don't work 40 hours a week here. You work 37.5. So 37.5 times $15 an hour minus like 25 at least % in taxes. That's 140 a week times 4 or 5 weeks in a month. Oops. So that's 700 a month. Okay, that's less than 1,000. This is what's interesting too, is people who were earning less than 1,000 from their job before were eligible, but I'm wondering if they're going to take that back also. Like, oh, your job before was only paying you 900. Why would the government pay you 2,000? But they were just giving everyone 2,000. Tracy, good morning, Tracy. What are you making? I am making the beginning of the front of a new cardigan. And yeah, 1.4 thousand is not enough to pay rent. It wouldn't even buy groceries. Exactly. For a family, like, that's not, it doesn't go as far as it sounds. Like, ooh, $2,000. But if you put it around, it's not everywhere. Like, no, it's not, it doesn't do it. Can you imagine living on 1,000 a month for 3 people? I can't imagine living on 1,000 a month for 1 person, honestly, because if you have rent to pay, like if you're living in your family's home, like your parents' house, sure, $1,000 a month can cover all of the things that you need. But like, if you're living in an apartment here, rent is not under $1,000 a month, so the $1,000 is only going to cover your rent. But we had all of these children because we could afford them based on our income until the pandemic. Exactly, exactly. And it's the same here with like, our family had 4 kids, so we weren't eligible for OSAP, which is the Ontario Student Assistance Program. And basically it's like they loan you your university money and then you pay it back after you're done university. Yeah, if it's $2,000 extra, it sounds like a lot. Exactly, but if it's $2,000 without any of the other stuff, then you have to. Anyway, so OSAP is usually, like, a lot of people get OSAP, and we weren't eligible because between my two parents, they made more than the maximum amount to be eligible for OSAP. But, like, if your parents aren't paying your university, it doesn't matter how much they make, you know? Or if you have 4 kids, that income is spread out. It doesn't equal the same. Like, they think like, oh, if you're the only child and your parents are making X amount of money, you should be able to have them pay for your university, but that's not how it works in real life. So yeah, there are some issues with the organization of funds in the governing bodies. Whisper, man, am I glad I live in Holland. Our cost of living is way lower. Yeah, Holland sounds like a nice spot. Plus they have lots of gardens. With the price of groceries these days, giving nothing is on sale anymore. I'm spending almost $1,000 a month for 3 people. I spend, let's say, between 100 and 200 every 2 weeks. So, no, but 200 every 2 weeks, I would say. I'm doing 2 weeks often, 2 weeks now. Let's say about 200, so for us it's about 400. Yeah, those prices seem crazy to me. Lucky you. Send that energy here. Yeah, for 2 people and 2 pets, now for 2 people and 7 pets, it's, yeah, about 400 a month for food. And I get $60 a week for each kid under 17. That's cash, and they pay my full $95 a week rent. I get lots of help, but still struggle. Well, yeah, and you know, lots of help doesn't necessarily mean enough help, you know what I mean? I don't know, I just feel like universal basic income just kind of makes sense to me. To have everyone being at least sort of safer, you know? I feel like it'll help people to be, I don't know, at least sort of assisted. The idea of them arresting people for getting government assistance seems bizarre to me. Just make them pay it back if they weren't eligible. And they were like, this isn't aimed at affecting people who made honest mistakes. How are you going to determine that, Mr. Government? Who made honest mistakes and who didn't? Every family with a kid gets $120 per kid. Ooh, that sounds like Quebec. In Quebec, the government is like, move to Quebec and start having babies and you get a whole bunch of money per kid. $1,000. We have rent, gas, electric, water, insurance, internet, and phones. No, that's rude. I don't. How? Whisper, I don't think we pay that much for our house with mortgage and amenities. What? That's wonderful. Frida, here it's every 3 months between 200 for a baby and like 400 for a teenager. That's smart too, that they change the amount based on the age of the child, because $100 a month for a teenager is like not even the amount of food that a teenager eats. Teenagers, bottomless pits. I think like my brother, he used to just devour snacks when we were teenagers. I mean, I did too, but like I feel like teenage boys are just bottomless pits. It would be nice. Imagine if everyone was at least like housed, everyone who wants to have somewhere to live. Like I recognize some small percentage of the homeless population will never accept housing, but for the most part, I feel like most people who aren't living in housing would prefer to have somewhere safe and a bed. So like just seems like something's getting left behind, you know? I haven't looked at what rent is in a while because we own, but my niece is 21 and pays $14.75 for a 1-bedroom apartment. Yeah, Amanda, I'm a bottomless pit. I go to Sam's Club every week and I can barely fit it all in my vehicle. My teens go through it all in like 4 days. Right? I know, when we were teenagers, I think about how much milk we drank. It was like intense. Like my parents, in Canada, you buy milk in bags and it's like you have this sort of juice pitcher, and the bag of milk is like 1.2 liters worth of milk, and you put the bag into the juice pitcher, you cut off one part of the corner and then you pour your milk, and there's 4 liters in a 3-bag pack, and that's like $5 now. It used to be like $3. But my parents would buy like 3 of those bags of 3, so 12 liters of milk, and by the end of the week they would go out and get another bag. Like it was like so much milk. I can't even imagine. I feel like if I was a parent of 4 kids, I'd be like, where is it going? You're not growing that fast. You know? Whisper, we couldn't do that here in the UK. Most rents are $1,500 or more depending on where you live. Yeah, same with like a lot of areas in Canada that I've lived. Ugh. Our first place was $750 and it was like an actual dump. It was like $100. What? I just read if you make under $2,000 a month, you don't have to pay any taxes during 2020. What? CJ? What is it? What? He's lying in a sunbeam. I have a rental 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house just shy of 600 euros. Oh my god. Oh, but euros are more than $1, right? I don't know how much more, but some more. Doesn't include utilities, just her rent. Yeah, that's rude. It just doesn't make sense to me. 21 years old, what? What jobs can you get at 21 years old? You know what I mean? Like I think like a lot of entry-level jobs, right? So in the States, I don't know what your minimum wage is, but assuming a regular 21-year-old working at a restaurant, working at a store, if you're getting $15 an hour, again, I don't know what your taxes are, times 37.5 hours, because breaks you don't get paid for, that's 562 a week times, let's say, a 5-week month, that's 2,812. If you minus, let's just imagine it's like 20% in your taxes, because I don't know what your taxes are. So 2,250, and then minus, what did you say, 14 something. I'm trying to find the numbers. 1475. That's 775, assuming, I don't know, 1 person groceries for a month. I'm gonna say like $300. That leaves you with $475 for your utilities and your phone. And now phones, let's say $50 a month for the phone. That's $425. It's just not enough money to like live a life. And things cost more when you're single than when you're in a couple or when you're in a family. Like, I mean, per person it costs more. And if you're low income, you get rent return from the tax office monthly. That's nice. I live in San Pedro, California for 3 years, but we lived in military housing. The military gives a cost of living allowance there too. Ooh. Our military housing here is not great. Every time anything comes out about our military housing, it's always like, the houses are falling apart. I'm in Virginia now, no longer married to the military. Well, stressful a little bit because having that stipend was probably nice, but also, you know, I loved our first place. It had a huge backyard. Oh, I have a microphone there, sorry. 500 euros on groceries, and we're big eaters. And yummy quality eaters. When you ever tell us about what you're making, you're like, I made steak. I'm like, oh, love a good steak. Back in 95, our 1-bedroom was $750. Well, our first one was $750, and it was like a basement dump. I loved it because I lived with Alex there, but it was like dark and damp. We had dehumidifiers in 2 rooms running all the time, and we emptied the dehumidifier. You know how they like collect the water? We emptied it like more than 1 time a day. That's how damp it was down there. And our dehumidifier made our house so hot, or our apartment, I should say. It was very hot. It was not nice. But I loved it. You can buy a 5-bedroom house here for about that a month in mortgage. I would like that. I changed my dinner choice to grilled steak tartare tonight. Steak tartare, isn't that like mostly raw? Isn't steak tartare raw? Am I wrong about that? Oh, I'm feeling nostalgic. I love that first place. We were just married, so cute. Newlyweds living in a nice little place with a nice big backyard. It does sound nice. I love nostalgia. Sometimes it feels nice. Oh, bye, Jenna. I didn't see you're leaving. Gotta go. See you later. Bye, Jenna. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you at 4 if you're up. Come on, Black. Be done soaking into the yarn already. I want to make the next one. I want to make some food coloring dyed yarn. I haven't done it yet because I was doing that filming. Maybe I'll do that today for fun because it's finally cooled down. Like the house has cooled down. Oh, by the way, do you guys want to see? We had a little garage too. Oh, cute. Do you guys want to see the, oh, it's already 9:30. I'll show you in the afternoon. The yarn I dyed with the onion skins because it looks like really cool. All right, taking bets. What does everybody think for eggs today? I am guessing 3 eggs because yesterday Diane did not lay an egg, which means today Diane's laying an egg. Clover lays an egg every day because she's a good girl who knows what her job is. Poppy laid an egg yesterday? No. Yes. No? Yes. Poppy laid an egg yesterday. Was that yesterday? Yes. Poppy laid an egg yesterday, so she could lay an egg today. Who knows? And it's been a full week now that we've had the chickens, the new ones, the new 4, so maybe we can get an egg out of one of them. So I'm hoping we're gonna get 4. My bet is 4. Frida, 3. Amanda, 4. Okay. What are bets? Taking bets. How many eggs are we getting today? We've got 7 chickens. The variables are 4 of them are from a crappy environment, factory farm sort of thing, and they're still acclimatizing, but they seem more fun now. Sticking to 3. Sounds good, Katina. Bye, I'll stay safe. See you next time. Hey, wait, Nancy, give me your vote. What's your guess for the eggs? Tracy says 4. Very good. Same Katina. Katina, you're sticking with 3. Okay. Nancy, oh, Dina, Blue says 2. Dina says 3. And Crystal, how many do you think? Whisper, when you come back, how many do you think? Crystal says 4. Okay, so we're between, okay, Blue, you're at the lowest with 2. There's a bunch of us thinking we're gonna get 4. A few 3s in there. I think I'm hopeful for the 4. Honestly, I feel like it's probably gonna be 3. But I'm hopeful. Maybe we'll get 4 today. Scrappy great minds think alike. And fools seldom differ. That's the second part of that statement, right? Great minds think alike and fools seldom differ. Kim says 4. All right. Well, we're going to find out. This is how far I got on the front panel of the new cardigan. That is not planned, but it'll be good. What dye are you using? Black is so hard to get without breaking. Oh, God. Crack that back. Ugh. All right. I'm going to call it. Kim says 4 as well. Okay, I'm gonna call it. I will see you guys in the afternoon, 4 p.m. I will be back here doing some more crochet. We're gonna work on that back panel a little more. I don't know if we're gonna do an overhead today or if we're gonna do a straight on filming because we're not doing any shaping yet. We're just gonna be doing our crochet pattern. So I'll think about that and try and decide like the most engaging way to film it, and then we'll see what works. So I love you guys. Thank you for coming. It's beautiful, Laura. Thank you, Amanda. Good day to all the LML lovelies. Hope you're all well. Hey, Jay, we're just leaving, but it's late for you, so you're probably going to bed anyway. Welcome. I'm glad you came, and have a good night. Have a good sleep. But anyway, I will see the rest of you, whoever is coming in the afternoon. I'll see you at 4 p.m. Eastern time with my crochet hook ready to go. It's going to be beautiful. I love the striping. Me too, Katina. Drink water, wash your hands, be nice to people. You know, all the things. And, hold on. Thank you to my June patrons, Crystal, Susan, Lori, Teresa, Abigail, Barb, and Anna. Thank you so much for supporting me. I almost said subscribing to me. Thank you for supporting me on Patreon, and if any of you are interested, check the links in the description below. Also join the Discord. Okay, love you, bye!